For this gathering. Well, I actually don't know where to start from, but I must be sincere that I'm extremely excited to be before you, and of course to share one or two things about the project, Jagun. You know, I actually conceived the idea of Jagun before I produced King of Thieves. All right, I conceived this idea before the production of Ageshikunle. All right, so I know Jagun is a bigger project, so I decided to do like a test run with Ageshikunle. You know, filling the pulse of the global community and vis-a-vis the way they would accept an indigenous project like a Yoruba movie. So I was shocked with the acceptability of Agashikode, and that also motivated and provoked the idea and the fact that I have to go on and do something bigger. So, which made me actualize my dream of bringing Jagun into picture. All right, so Jagun, my major motive of producing Jagun was to pass a social message in a cultural way, and of course to showcase the beauty of Yoruba culture to the entire world. You know, so Jagun is a fiction. It's not an historical event. It's the story I came up with, and it's a satire, right? So it has nothing to do with any history of Yoruba land, as has happened before. You know, it's the story that I came up with, and it took us almost 6 months to put together the storyline of Jagun because we were going back and forth. I intentionally paid attention to details because I tried as much as possible to produce a film which is going to be flawless. All right, so I invited members of the industry that are very vast in what they do, elders. I even invited some novices that in the audience just to feel the audience perspective when I was putting together the story of Jagun. So we eventually had a script after about the 6th draft. You know, we were going back and forth, and we went to the location, which it was shot in Oyo town, in Oyo state, you know. And so after the completion of the story, one of the major challenges we had was casting. All right, there are so many beautiful actors that I saw in different roles, but unfortunately the language barrier could not make them come on set. You know, we were even had to take up trainings for some of those cast to be able to speak indigenous Yoruba language. Indigenous Yoruba language is totally different from the one we speak in Lagos. I was born, bred, buttered in Lagos, so the Yorubas we speak in Lagos is Mide School, Mide Lojo, and all that. But if you feel the pulse of the Yoruba that we speak in the movie Jagun, you know that it is more of the indigenous language. So okay, we came up with a cast, and so I put a call through to one of the major cast, which is Latif Adedimeji, and I said to him that I have a project that's going to take about 3 months of your time. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult. And he shouted, 3 months, Egmont. I said, yes. So 2 months is going to be for you to, you know, keep fit, go to gym, and have about 40 days to film. You know, still going to have about 2 weeks of training, you know. And to him, it sounded so challenging. And he gave his words that he was going to do it. So when we got to the location, he started the journey, truly. If you look at Latif in the film, he was very fit, you know. He had muscles, you know, and so many people felt like, is this Latif Adedimeji, you know? So we were fully prepared for the project. Unfortunately, the first scene he was shoot, he broke his leg, you know, and So he felt he was not going to be able to play the role. But looking back from where he started, how he's been preparing for the role, I felt it was going to be very bad for us to say, well, because you've broken your leg, we're probably going to get another actor. And I said to him, you're going to do it. So with the help of body doubles, with the help of other crew members, because we were caught shooting, he has to shoot, we leave him to rest for a while, we pick up again, and it delivered, So that was a major thing for me on that set, Okay, so we had quite a number of challenges on the set too. The major one for me was weather. The weather wasn't friendly at the beginning of our preparation to principal photography, So we had constructed, of course, we built from the scratch the warrior school, Gundiji school, we built from the scratch. We were first faced with the challenge of purchasing that land, We wanted to own the land. At the point, we had a nod, we paid. So the children of the owner came back and like, no way, we're not selling. We've gone halfway, like 60% constructed, and the children just came from Lagos, no way, and they were ready to destruct everything we built, so that held off almost a week, going to police station, going to the Orbas, appealing to them, so until we were made to do an undertaking that we were not going to buy. We were just going to be there for a couple of months to shoot, It was a major challenge. In fact, it was very demoralizing, So eventually we got there, and so we built and we were ready to film, like 95% completed the construction. Then a heavy rainfall and destroyed everything we built. And of course, we had to start again from the beginning. It was a lot on the art director, Tunde Afolayan, and of course it was a lot on my pocket as well. Constructing that kind of edifice you saw in the film, But to God be the glory, here we are today. All those challenges were over. We conquered all those challenges, and eventually it is victory. I knew Jagun would be a blockbuster, but I never knew it was going to be as much as this. I got hairy when I got a message from Netflix and calling me Mr. Worldwide. I was really touched that could this be a Yoruba film? Doing this. I got several calls from eminent people, from scholars, reviews, some reviews. At the point, I had an automated response of thank you, God bless you, my phone. It was overwhelming. And at the same time, I became scared. What next? Is it going to be bigger than Jagun? I was so confident I was going to beat King of Thieves. Like I told you, I had this idea of Jagun before King of Thieves, so I was confident that I was going to beat King of Thieves. But now I don't know. I have to beat Jagun. And that's more of the nightmare I've been having since the release of Jagun. But I believe in God. It can only get better. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. That's a very wonderful speech that has facts, emotions, and more in it. So thank you for blessing us with Jagun. So over to us. Let's have questions from members of the press. Okay, yeah.
No, can you
Oh, yeah. This is Femi Adebayo before you are not so good, Richie.
And we'll still go back to that. We'll still go back to
We'll
that.
probably still get to that, okay? All right.
So question. Okay. No, let's have it there. So your question, your name. No, we have from Clary. Your name, the company you represent. Question.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Zoe Damola from Kilari World TV. My question is, this is like a groundbreaking project. What was the inspiration behind this? What inspired you to tell this story?
Okay, so what inspired the story of Jagun is simply the youth and the environment of Nigeria. I'll still tell you categorically that I'm a youth in Nigeria, and I felt the pulse of what's happening between the youth and the government, you know. So I felt, okay, I should pass a message. I was seeing it from a different perspective. I was seeing it that we youth have a lot to do. We have a major role to play in the society. So I was seeing it from that perspective, and I wanted to pass that message in an extremely unique way, you know, and doubling the fact that I want to showcase the beauty of Yoruba culture to the world. So that's what actually inspired the storyline of Jagun. You know, I had a social message to pass across to the youth, and I intended to do it in a cultural way. That's it.
Your name, company, and question.
My name is Ibilola. I'm from Goldmine TV. So I want to ask how you've been able to successfully execute the role in the movie, because in Jagun you played a very different, an entirely different role. So I want to know how you've been able to execute your movie roles.
Well, I've been acting for over 30 years, and you know, most times in the creative world you even learn on the job, you know. So, and I know that I'm a versatile actor, and I just think I need to show the world my versatility. Yeah, I've done that in several projects, but I just feel I should. As a producer, I could have given that role to someone else, you know. In fact, I felt at the point when I was conceiving the idea, I was thinking I was going to play Lateef Adedimeji's role, you know.
Yeah.
So, and we had a lot of arguments for and against, you know, and I saw the reasons why I shouldn't play that role, you know. Okay, so playing Oguntiji in Jagun for me, it's just displaying my craft. Of course, I analyzed the character, very wicked character, very, very wicked and callous, you know. And if you observe all through the movie, Oguntiji just smiled once. You can begin to wonder if he's got emotions at all, you know. And I used to know of one man down our village there's that presumption that the man has a lot of charms, you know. And the man is not always straight, you know. He shakes his neck like that. And I asked one of his sons that, Daddy, man, and he said, that means too much of charms disturbs him. So the demons in him controls him, you know. And that's why you see Oguntiji is seeing, without being there, he's seeing everything that is happening in a school, you know. So I remember that, and he feels that, and that's the I always shakes his neck like that, you know. So I picked that, and I also picked the fact that okay, Femi Adebayo has a very, very subtle voice, kind of unique voice. Some ladies even call it sexy voice, you know. So obviously Oguntiji will not have that kind of a voice. You know. I intended to pick up a particular voice from another person, and that was why I was able to cover you know, change the voice, yeah, and of course with the help of the makeup, it looked very firstful, you know, and that was how we did it.
Thank you, sir. So let's have sir.
All right. So permit me to sit so that I won't distract. Can I stand? All right. So my name is Kasali Adeshino from Ranks Africa. So now there's been a misconception going around at a particular scene for Jagun, which I have my own reservation as well. But I would like you to give us the interpretation or the inspiration you have. There's a particular scene where Ogun Diji told Botija to go and attack the Iluaje village, which many people have their own reservation, especially the Onisheshis, saying that why should that come up, especially at this critical hour where the traditionalists and some of the religious bodies are having issues. I have my own reservation, but what interpretation or what is the inspiration behind that scene?
Okay, so when you look at Ogundiji's motive is basically to get rid of Botija, right? Ogundiji never believes he can actually win that war, you know. Unfortunately, Ogundiji does not even know that it was a celebration day for them at Iluaje, all right? And I have a belief that in Yoruba land there are some people that are just referred to as Akonda. Akonda simply means specially created human beings by God. No matter what you do to them, they will scale through. You know, so that is the kind of person Botija is. All right? So it was set there with the intention or with the motive from, well, I mean, Ogundiji that he was going to die. Okay, so celebrating Iluaje that generated a lot of controversies, you know, especially from the custodians of the Isheshis, you know. They have forgotten that this is a film. And as a filmmaker, you have a license, all right? You have a picture to, you know, to deliberately tie down your audience. You know, it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do to the Isheshis. It's a celebration day, and that happened. Anything can happen on the day you're celebrating Christmas. Anything can happen. We have seen bandits that enter the church on a Sunday, a service, and killed almost everybody. Do you understand? So I see it as a little bit being myopic in their thinking, you know. So as a filmmaker, I'm just painting a picture I have in my head, and of course, to make it look so beautiful before my audience, you know, and that I was able to achieve. You know, I'm a custodian of Yoruba culture, a promoter of Yoruba culture. So I will not and never do anything that automatically will bring down the beauty of Yoruba culture. Nah.
Thank you so much. So let's have.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tayo from Inle for TV. So I have this question because you actually said this movie is actually a friction. Well, this part of Latifa did imagine, saw him commanding the youths, and they could listen to him. What actually give you that inspiration? Because that's one of my major things in the movie, and for the fact that this time around you are working with more action, less talk. Sir, please, we really need you to talk about this, sir.
Well, like if you had actually listened to me properly, that was the major motive and very behind Jagun. Yeah, and that was why I used my driver license to ensure that that character Botija faced the camera at that point. Ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́ ẹ jí, ẹ dìde, ẹ má jẹ́ kó lù wá fún iṣẹ́ àwọn olówó. You understand? Okay, you're saying we have bad leaders. You're saying, okay, there is riot here and there are some hoodlums that come to do. Even if you have a peaceful protest, some people will come. All those that are coming to disrupt the protest are youths. And they couldn't have done it themselves. They must have been pushed to do it by some influential people against we, the youths that are protesting peacefully. You understand my point? So that was why I said, wake up. You know, let us talk when we feel things are not right in a peaceful way. You know, if protest goes peacefully, the government will listen. There won't be attacks. They even use the opportunity of such protests to rob, to steal, and, you know, deprive those that have, you know, legally worked to achieve whatever they achieved, you know, and make them homeless, you know, make them bankrupt and all. So if you had listened very well, that is the major message I have in the film. Quite a number of messages of betrayal, you know, misuse of power, so many messages. But that, if you look at that particular message, that was the only message that was passed straight into the camera. Okay, so it's very important for me, and that's why I said it's a satire.
Okay, let's have your question. Your name and
My name is Adebayo, and I wanted to ask the question that how much do you use to shoot the film Jagun?
Right, okay. The Jagun is a multi-millionaire project. You know, I cannot be precise about the exact amount that was used in shooting or producing Jagun, but quite a number of millions went into it, you know, and you can see that. Yeah.
any more question? Okay. Well, on behalf of myself, sir, I would like to ask. Okay.
Like I said, when I was talking, I said I have a reservation. My interpretation to that particular scene.
Yeah.
Like I do that on Facebook. On basically many people that review, especially about that scene, that what is the current situation of what is the economic situation we are right now in our country, Nigeria? The economy has been brought down by some of the cabals, some of the people, and that is our origin. It has been attacked by these influential people, these bad leaders we are talking about, and that is the interpretation I gave to that scene. That a bad leader actually, because he wants to bring somebody down, instructed that person to go and attack a village. He knows that it's a taboo to attack Iluaje, and he did that successfully just because that person also has a mission to also get to another level in life. So that is my own interpretation to that scene. And
Your interpretation, not my own intention exactly. Not my own intention exactly, but it's okay. We know you have so many interpretations. So I've seen reviews that have even taken me to what I did not actually have in my head when I was putting up the storyline. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My last question. Sorry. So many people have been asking this question that we only saw the Lord Tepsis himself, Ibrahim Chatta, at the tail end of the movie. Should we be expecting a part 2, or there is something different we are missing out that we have not been told? Can you just tell us what these are, what inspires Ibrahim Chatta, or what we should be looking forward to?
I don't know. I don't know. Fingers crossed. But I just feel so many people wants to see more, you know. So I don't know. I probably may be letting the press know later if I actually have more, you know. But sincerely now, I would say I don't know.
One last question, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as a filmmaker, I believe that for every project, there's always a take-home experience. I believe so from interviews that we've done for filmmakers before. Judging with the fact that this project is actually a very big one, is there a particular take-home experience that you personally got from this project?
Yeah. Well,
Can you share with us, sir?
so many experiences I've gotten over time and on different projects. But trust me, it's the experience I got from this has not been different from. It's not actually different from what I've been getting on other projects, which is I should not at any point in time, you know, devaluate or look down on the success of or the power of teamwork. You know, most all my projects have been teamwork, you know, and teamwork and collaboration. So that is the take home I've been getting on all my projects, and I got the same here. Jagun is not for me. The success of Jagun is not for me, but because of Jagun, the success of Jagun needs to be attributed to a particular person, probably me that conceived the idea, but I can tell you it is for the crew and the cast, you know, on the project.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
I'm Rakela from Jagun TV. I would like to know how you were able to finance your Jagun movie, starting from the location, the setting, the background, the cast. I would like to know, sir.
Well, finance is a major thing in filmmaking now, especially when you're thinking of big scale projects. But I think I'm lucky because I was able to push Ageshkole, so I used the proceeds from Ageshkole to produce Jagun. So I was lucky not to, get funded by finance houses or individuals. But I have a secret. I don't know whether I should let it out. But it was extremely challenging on Jagun set, and at the point, I was out of finance. And because I believe so much this project will work, so I went out, sold my properties, and I believe it would sell, and it actually did. So I didn't regret selling my property to finish Jagun production.
One last question, then now.
Okay, so what does it take to make a Netflix standard movie?
What it takes, basically, I think we're blessed with fantastic storyline. Story ideas in the Yoruba genre. We're really blessed, but I think we should look more of the scale. So basically, if you produce a good story on a big scale, then I know that it might meet up Netflix standard.
Yeah.
So
Thank you
that's
so
how
much.
I have a take home. And my take home is this: that the message should be that no matter who you are, you can always face every adversity, irrespective of the mountains you face. It's important, all right? And Jagun is the voice of the underdog. Believe me. So we need to avoid political angle. Yeah, I think so. So in our interpretation of that film, let's avoid the political angle, but let's talk to ourselves with the youth, because I believe even if they're coming from the political angle and we stand firm, we will not be used as instruments of destruction. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, members of the press community. On behalf of Femi Adebayo, production team, and Euphoria 360 Media, I appreciate you for coming, and your presence is highly, highly valued. So I believe that with what you have heard here today, you are more well fed about how Jagun came up, and you definitely, the media is part of the success story and development, because truly there is no success in isolation. The win is for us all, and we are glad that the media community in Nigeria is taking Jagun as our own project, and we see everything. We see every platform that has been promoting us, and we appreciate everyone for the level of support so far. So on that note, we really require for more support. Don't let it end here. Our subsequent projects and productions, we will be glad to have you on board at all levels of need and concern. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. On a final note from me, the media are my friends. The media are one of the major strengths that I know and I keep and I've been using for over the years. So I will not at any point, on the look or undermine the media power. So I want to say thank you for always supporting my brand. I really appreciate you. And please, Femi Adebayo's brand is an extremely accommodating brand. So please feel free at any point in time, and let's synergize on any projects you also have. Thank you so much. God bless you all.